Today we're taking a look at the Air Max 2014, Nike's newest addition to the Air Max series. Just came out this month. Very excited about this. Preview shots were out earlier this year, and this is finally our chance to take a look at it. We're going to look at the shoe, and then I'm going to do a comparison against the 2013, the 2012, and the 2011, just to give you an idea of what it actually, what's happened over the past few years. Let's take a look. This is the Air Max 2014 in Gamma Blue, and you can see the airbag has a split color effect. I think almost all the shoes in the Air Max 2014 line are going to have this split color. Still a full-length airbag, similar to the Air Max 2013, but you'll notice the bottom, the waffle tread has changed. And if you look, you'll see the back of the heel has been beefed up to the point where if you actually hold the shoe like this, you can see that it actually rises up in the back. That's new for 2014. Front of the airbag is similar to last year. Back of the shoe has changed. You see the Air Max logo is now hidden under the mesh. It's much more subtle, and there's a cool multi-layer color effect. The swoosh is printed on over the double mesh. Larger on the outside, smaller on the inside. Front of the shoe's been changed as well. It has the double mesh, and when you kind of push on it, you can see that there's two layers. There's this laser cut layer on top, and then a thinner layer below, and there's kind of a thicker portion in here on the sides to give the shoe more stability. Tongue is similar to the 2013. With the printed on, plastic-like kind of part. Just says Nike Air Max. And if you look in the insole, they've changed the actual insole of the shoe. Now it's not the old insole, and now they've got this Nike Running Neutral Ride, which is interesting because in the past there was a Firm Ride insert in the shoe. I'm kind of interested to see where that goes. Other interesting thing is I think they've taken off the Nike Plus. They're not advertising that as a feature anymore, and I think they designed the shoe without it because frankly I never used it, and I think a lot of people didn't either. Like I said, this is the Gamma Blue colorway. It's a mix of Gamma Blue, this orange, and then a Volt color with a black swoosh stamped on there. And I want to show you the detail, and you can kind of see that there have been changes made up in the lacing area as well. Still has the classic cut that every Air Max has had since 1987. But if you look, there's two additional holes, and these do go all the way through. They're not just aesthetic, for kind of tight lacing in the top of the shoe if you care to. And you see there on both sides. Monochrome laces I think was a good idea. These are thin cloth laces. They're not the kind of, there was a few Air Max 2013s that had the thicker reflective laces. These are not, that's not the case with this. Airbag color changes right about just past the Nike logo. And then like I showed you before, very subtle back. Although I think that you're going to find that when you actually get outside, I think you'll find that this will kind of reflect a little bit when you see it. It's still taped in the back like that. And then like I showed you before, thicker bottom. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to compare this against the prior models, and you can kind of gauge what's changed and what's still the same. Okay, I promised you a comparison of the various years of Air Maxes over the last few years. So here, this is an Air Max 2011, 12, 13, and now the 2014 that we were talking about. When you take a look at the backs, you can see that that's changed. I mean, a lot of similarities, but you can see that the styling has changed a lot since 2011. This is a pretty significant change even from 2013 with this very subtle Air Max branding there. This obviously was much bigger. These two guys were similar, but this had this tracer mark. Taking a look at the front of the shoes, you can see originally that the shoe was a lot more structured in 2011. Most of that structure is still there, but they dropped some of it in the front. less structured, Flywire added. And then notably, Flywire gone and structure gone. It doesn't have those tapes anymore. It's got the underlayer that's present in these other ones. I think everything in this series has an underlayer, but these two are fused a little more closely. You can see these guys still all had the fit sole too. That's gone now, obviously, in favor of this, quote, neutral ride sole. And I'm going to have to do some reviews of that and talk to you about that a little bit. You know, I mean, you can see originally the swoosh branding was plastic and thick. A lot less in 2012 than 2013. This was still kind of a thick brand. This is very thin. I don't know if you can see how it's just kind of painted on there. It's not like a thick brand like you would see back here. And that's like a heavy reflective piece of plastic back in 2011. As a result, I mean, this is a pretty, you know, obviously I tried to pick similar colors. There's no Volt 2014 yet for comparison, but you get an idea with where the shoe's going and kind of the structure. Let's take 1 second. I'll show you the undersides as well. Okay, take a look at the undersides of these shoes. Like I said before, the Nike Plus, that's been like a big part of Nike's branding, is gone in 2014, and honestly, I really don't care because I didn't like putting those chips in there. I thought it increased the weight of the shoe. I'm actually kind of glad they got rid of the socket for it. Tread in 2011 and 12, basically the same. You can see that those are nearly identical. 2013 was a different change in the waffle. They got rid of these kind of square diamonds and they moved to like this tread thing. And now here we're moving back towards a square technique on the top. Definitely a change from the prior years there. Doesn't have, like back in 2011, 2012, it had like these dips. Definitely no dips. This is kind of like just a flat section. And I'm looking at the back. That's kind of the newest thing. This is some glue. Don't pay a lot of attention to that. But see how the back is different and raised like that. Kind of bulges out. Definitely a big change from these. Doesn't have this separate piece here. You can kind of see that I strike off the back of my shoes and I end up having to glue them. Nike, I think, is seeing that there's a pattern there and they went and changed the base of the shoe. So I'm hopeful that that's going to have some different results because I tear up the backs of these shoes pretty quickly. That gives you an idea about the bottoms of these things. Here we go. So that about sums up my Air Max 2014 initial review, covering the Gamma blue color. Like I said, for men's, there's a black with an orange to red kind of underset color. I went with this because I like the blues better. Let me know what you think. I think it's definitely interesting. It's not just a rehash of the 2013. The price stayed the same at $180 US. What you're going to see is interesting, though, is there's going to be an Air Flywire Max, which is going to come out at the end of December or January. And some of the new technology is going to get moved into that shoe, and they're going to bump the price up on that shoe by like $45. That'll be like a $225 shoe. So I think what you might see is some technology, you know, Flywire especially, got bumped out of the shoe, and it's going to get moved into that expensive shoe. And I don't know, you know, if Nike's going to like that. They're creating a tech shoe that costs more money while trying to keep the price on this guy the same. Let me know what you think in the comments. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, reshare. Interested to see if you will pick these up, or if you'll go for the Air Fly Max, or if you'll just say screw it, you don't care. Let me know what you think, and I'm going to go out and start putting these to the test. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.